Good evening and welcome to the Whisky Lovers Society with me, Gert Retief. And tonight we are looking at the Ledaig 18-year-old, 46.3% ABV, natural color, non-chill filtered. Of course, I'm not home. I'm doing a little bit of traveling, a little bit of finding the sun in the African skies. So having a good time. You'll hear a little bit of noises and screaming kids at the swimming pool, so please ignore that. They are having a fantastic time, 27 degrees, oh, definitely not Belgium. And of course, like a good Boy Scout, I came well prepared and brought some wheat rams for review during my off time. And of course, Ledaig 18, 46.3% ABV. A nice wee sample from my online store that I found here in Holland. I'm super excited about them. Nice big 60 milliliters or 6 centiliter sample. So quite excited about this one. I did find the Ledaig 10 a couple of months ago, and after reading so many good reviews, YouTubers like Ralphie.com, Roy of Aquat Vitae, they also love this one. So after reading and trying the 10-year-old, I was super excited to try the 18-year-old. Wasn't always available. Sometimes it's a hit and miss. I also realized that my online store was asking 85 euros for it. Not sure when that was, still 85 euros. But if I look online now, not available anymore. And if I do find it, it's going to cost you 140 up to, I've seen prices almost 190 euros for this bottle. So if you like this one, shop around, see if you can get a good price. And of course, there's no way that I'm going to pay 180 euros for it. But anyway, so to tonight, a quick review. I haven't opened up this bottle. I haven't tasted it. I'm going to give you the new experience of the 18-year-old. Well, my new experience, but I'm quite looking forward to it. Now, if I look at the 10-year-old, really nice. But it lacked a little bit of that maturity, and hopefully I'm going to find that maturity within this glass. Color wise, it is natural color, it is non-chill filtered, so it's got a lovely golden color to it, matured or finished in ex-sherry cask. Of course it is peated, and I also realize that I'm maybe not always a big fan of the peated whiskey, but add a little bit of a sherry cask influence in that whiskey, that puts a smile on my face. For the people that did not see my review on the Lefroy Pedro Jimenez cask, well, most people know that I'm not a big fan of Lefroy until I've tasted the Pedro Jimenez cask, PX cask. Have a look on my YouTube channel. I did love that extra sweetness that comes from the Pedro Jimenez. So for me, it seems that slap something sweet on a peated whiskey, and it seems to be the one that's for me. So tonight, cheers. Now it is definitely peated. I would not describe this one as an overly peated one. So there's peat is there. It's like a earthy, a woody type of smoke. Not a lot of that hospital TCP, iodine type of smoke. There's a little bit of a tar note. There's a little bit of a briny note that I pick up. But then that sweetness of the sherry cask start shining through. And I get a hint, just a hint of that little funkiness, a little bit of a tire note, a little bit of a rubber note, maybe a little bit of that car tire air that I always talk about. So I get a hint of that. And when I get a little perfumey note coming through, I get the oaky note. So there's quite a lot of oak on this one. And every time that I go back, it feels like there's less of that smoke, less of that peat note, and the sweetness just start going up and up and up. But it is really nice, inviting and friendly on the nose. There's a little bit of a dried fruit note. There's a little bit of a salty note, maybe something like a salted caramel note. There's a hint of a dark chocolate note coming through. Raisins definitely, and a little bit of a date note. The sweetness is not an over powerful sweetness, but it's definitely sweet enough for me. There's a little bit of a caramel note, and I also get a little bit of a vanilla note. It's really pleasant, and it reminds me a little bit of a one of these incense sticks that you burn. That perfuminess that comes off, but not really in your face. It's just when you walk into a room and somebody lit one of these incense sticks, and that aromas that come from that little spiciness that comes from that burning incense, something like that. Very pleasant. And it becomes a little bit sweeter every time that I go back. So on a taste, cheers. Wow, that's really nice. Now, if you are used to the 10-year-old, this is so much elevated for me. The sweetness is elevated for me. That 46.3% ABV is just perfect for me. It creates this warm feeling. Your mouth gets covered, mouth watering. And then all of a sudden that alcohol is gone and you're left with peat, sweet, caramel, raisins, dates, maybe a fig note as well, a little bit of a dark chocolate note, a little bit of a cinnamon, not really big cinnamon, but just a hint of a cinnamon. Also maybe a little bit like a apple pie note, that sweet apple pie note, maybe with that dusting of a cinnamon. Let me just give it one more try. There's a little bit of a dark chocolate note, a dark chocolate or a raisins covered with dark chocolate. When you chew on that and that chocolate goes open, you've exposed the raisins, and it just covers your mouth with lovely sweetness. A hint of an espresso note, so a little bit of a bitter note coming from that oak, but I think it's quite necessary to have that hint of that bitterness, otherwise it's going to be quite sweet. The peat also for me is perfect. I think that added sweetness from the sherry cask, it makes it perfect for me. Really enjoying this one. And the smoke level for me is on the nose almost gone. It's just a lovely sweetness. One more sip. I think it's worth it if you can get it at a good price. And I don't think paying 140, 150 for me is a good price. If I can get it to that original, what they're talking about, 85, 90, maybe 100, well, maybe a little bit higher, maybe 110, I would definitely pick up that bottle, and I will be proud to put it on the top shelf for me. Fantastic, well balanced, sweet, smoky. It's the smoke level that I love. And I would definitely recommend it. So what do you think? Is this something that you've tried? Is this something that you would recommend for your friends? Oh, but I do like it. So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. 1,163 subscribers, ticking along very nicely. I appreciate all the comments. So feel free to give me your recommendations. Which video or which whiskey would you like me to see review in the future? So have a great evening. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Cheers.